When the MMO Star Wars The Old Republic released, it introduced a new concept that we have not seen in depth before. A Dark Council that serves the Sith Empire.
He's only a lord. You can't put a lord on the Dark Council.
Quiet, Ravage. He's earned his place.
Of course, this is similar to the Jedi Council that governs the Jedi Order. However, the Dark Council was created to specifically divide up the workload of running the Sith Empire. In many years prior to the MMO, the concept of a Sith Council already existed, which was a small group of powerful individuals who served as advisors to the reigning Dark Lord of the Sith. Marka Ragnos was one of the last rulers to have a Sith Council. When the Dark Lord Tenebrae, Darth Vitiate, became the Sith Emperor.
Watch, fight, flee, bring as many friends as you like. Nothing can stop me now.
He created his own version and named it the Dark Council. The council was made up of 12 different seats, and each seat on the council would represent a different aspect of the Empire through what we now know as spheres of influence. Each of these spheres would work in tandem to effectively operate the Empire. We have the sphere of military offense, the sphere of technology, the sphere of mysteries, the sphere of ancient knowledge, the sphere of biotic science, the sphere of defense of the Empire, the sphere of expansion and diplomacy, the sphere of military strategy, the sphere of Imperial Intelligence, the sphere of Sith Philosophy, the sphere of productions and logistics, and the sphere of laws and justice. Starting with the sphere of military offense, this was created to lead the Sith Armada against its enemies. The one who holds power with this sphere will control the Empire's teeth. Darth Vengeance, who is the former master of Darth Barriss, originally held this position. However, he was killed by Barriss's apprentice and swiftly replaced with Darth Barriss himself. When Darth Barriss the Wide is killed by the Emperor's wrath, Darth Arho takes his position as successor, who is a Sith Lord you encounter through the Republic story on Ilum. Darth Arho was betrayed by Darth Malgus, who helped the Jedi lead an assault against him. Malgus intended to take Arho's position, and he succeeded, which does in fact spark the Imperial story on Ilum, in where the player must stop Malgus from declaring a new empire. Once Malgus is stopped, he is replaced with Darth Arcus. This Sith pureblood was in league with the Revenites and betrayed his empire when Revan Reborn returned to the galaxy. There was no replacement for the seat after Darth Arcus was killed. The sphere of technology was used to herald new inventions that would assist the Empire overall. For example, the person to originally hold this position is Darth Mekis, and she herself created starships such as the Fury-class Interceptor. But she was eventually killed by Theron Shan, and Darth Hadra succeeded her. However, when Darth Hadra fights for the Empire on Corellia, she is killed by the Republic. At this time, Malgus's apprentice became the new head of technology, meaning that Malgus and his apprentice Darth Carid were on the Dark Council at roughly the same time. However, it was only brief, as once again, Theron Shan strikes and Carid is killed. Her death happens within the novel Annihilation. Fun fact for you, Theron Shan actually killed Darth Carid while in his underwear.
Is it possible to learn this power?
The Sphere of Mysteries is responsible for protecting the Empire's most closest secrets, especially concerning their great history. They would even take in Sith artifacts that were to be confidential and perhaps even dangerous to the Empire. The original leader of this sphere is Darth Rictus, who created a division of Sith Lords specifically to hunt and kill the Dreadmasters after they turned on the Empire. He called this division Dread Executioners, confirming that his sphere would also use Sith Lords as weapons against the Empire's enemies. Not much else is known about Darth Rictus, and he does not appear in the game at all, which leads us to believe he is another one of the Council members who died during the Eternal Raids. The Sphere of Ancient Knowledge was created for the purpose of collecting Sith artifacts and using them to aid the Empire or destroy their enemies. While this is seemingly contradicting the Sphere of Mystery's jurisdiction, The sphere of ancient knowledge specifically garnered and expanded on what they discover. For example, the sphere of ancient knowledge would be responsible for the preservation and maintenance of Sith culture. They would also protect the secrets of the Empire. This sphere was originally led by Darth Arctis, who does not appear in the game. This Sith Lord supported Lord Zash and her ascension, which made Darth Thanaton his enemy. It is suspected that Thanaton killed Arctis to gain his position. The next leader is, of course, Darth Thanaton. However, his reign is brief as the player character soon kills them and takes his place. This is Darth Nox, Imperius, or Oclus. The player remains the head of this seat until the Eternal Raids happen. The sphere of Biotic Science was created for the purpose of experimentation and augmentation. It also oversaw the advancement of Sith alchemy. Originally, this sphere was led by Darth Acheron. However, Acheron was killed by the Republic during the Battle of Corellia. There was no replacement for his position. The sphere of defense of the Empire was made specifically for defending the Empire from enemies outside and within. This sphere worked closely with military offense and strategy. The head of this sphere was none other than the infamous Darth Maul, who is the only person to hold this position, as after his death, no replacement was made. The sphere of expansions and diplomacy served a great purpose. It was created to expand the Sith into new territories and oversee all negotiations and diplomacy with third parties. This sphere was led by Darth Ravage until he went missing during the Eternal Raids. He later returned to the galaxy but had betrayed the Empire and colluded with the Heralds of Zildrog. No replacement was made. The sphere of military strategy worked very closely with the spheres of offense and defense. The leader served as an advisor to all conflict, whether it was an attack or a reaction. Originally, this was led by Darth Azamin. However, he was killed when Decimus and Vowron conspired against him. Darth Decimus replaced him on the Dark Council. It was not until the Battle of Corellia when Darth Decimus was finally killed by the Republic, leaving the position open. However, no replacement is documented. The sphere of Imperial Intelligence is a base of operations that spies on the galaxy and informs the Emperor of external threats or conspiracies. This sphere works closely with Imperial officers, saboteurs, and double agents. Originally led by Darth Jadus, one of the most cunning Sith to ever exist. Jadus had faked his own death though to escape the eyes of his enemies. The Empire replaced him with his daughter, who was also a Sith Lord, Darth Zorid. Under Zorid, Imperial Intelligence was reformed into Sith Intelligence. However, when her father Jadus was discovered to be alive, Dark Council member Darth Maul removes her from the position and grants it to Lana Beniko. But the position no longer came with a seat on the Dark Council. This was likely due to Jadus's plans that later would hurt the Empire's security. Lana Beniko remained in this position until the formation of the Alliance faction. The sphere of Sith philosophy was created to enforce Sith teachings and weed out Jedi sympathizers. The leader of this sphere would be charged with ensuring all Sith uphold their ideals accurately. They would also eliminate any individual who spoke against Sith teachings or encourage light side practices. Leading this sphere was Darth Aruk, who does not appear in the game at all. He also holds this position until he goes missing after the Eternal Raids. He is suspected to be dead. The sphere of production and logistics would handle the day-to-day operations of the entire Empire, essentially a glorified secretary workload that works with administration and resources. It's also quite likely this sphere handled financial assets and was the body of funding. This sphere was led by Darth Vowron, who was a Sith who enjoyed the finer things in life: alcohol, debauchery, and more. Only Vowron held this position as one of the oldest members of the Dark Council. Later, his position changes depending on a few things. He will either end up dead, or the Emperor of the Sith, or a Dark Council member of the reconstituted Sith Empire run by Empress Asina. The sphere of laws and justice was created specifically to handle crime within the Empire and dish out punishment. Members of this sphere would be judge, jury, and executioner to the Empire's criminals. This sphere was led by Darth Mortis, who is another council member that went missing during the Eternal Raids, only to reappear the same time as the Heralds of Zildrog. this cult was able to use Darth Mortis and manipulate him into helping their cause. Mortis was killed when the Zildrok story ended. These are all the Dark Council members that were documented and confirmed to be working with their relative spheres of influence. However, the game did have a few Sith Lords who were indeed Dark Council members, but we do not discover which sphere of influence they led. Therefore, they will be included in this video as an honourable mention. These Sith are Darth Ekage, who is the older sifter to Darth Barris, and allegedly more powerful than him as well. Darth Howl, who made his appearance in the Fatal Alliance novel as a Dark Council member. Darth Sajar, who was once a Dark Council member but was redeemed by Jedi Master Tol Braga. Darth Cerberus, who was the Sith Lord you killed during the end of the Korriban incursion flashpoint. Darth Gorgos, who was the Sith Lord that ordered the creation of this monument on Dromund Kaas, known as the Spires. These Sith are confirmed Dark Council members, but again, we do not know which sphere they were part of. After the peace treaty was formed with Zakul and the Sith Emperor Vitiate abandons his people, the Sith Empire went under reform under new leadership. Either Vowron or Asina will be the reigning Dark Lord. With a new leader of the Sith Empire, a new Dark Council was created to replace the old one. Rather than keeping the total of 12 spheres, Darth Asina will opt to dilute and merge them into just 5 seats on the council. The 5 new seats are as follows. Sith Doctrine, which is the merged version of ancient knowledge, mysteries, and Sith philosophy. Leading this new sphere was Darth Anathel, but his right to sit in the chair can be challenged by the player character if they are a Sith Inquisitor, essentially reclaiming their old seat on the Dark Council. Military Command was the merged version of Defense of the Empire, Military Offense, and Military Strategy. Leading this new sphere of influence is Darth Kruvos, who is an accomplished Sith Lord that was respected by the likes of Darth Malgus and Darth Marr. Scientific Advancement would be the merged version of Technology and Biotic Science, led by Darth Malora, who was an apprentice on Korriban the same time the player character was. This position is governed by 2 Sith Lords if Vowron is the Emperor and not Asina. In that case, Darth Savik will join Kruvos on this position. Civil Administration was the merged version of Production and Logistics, along with Laws and Justice. If Empress Asina is the ruler, then Darth Vowron will hold this position as he did before, but if Darth Vowron rules instead, then his apprentice Darth Shah takes the seat instead for Civil Administration. Galactic Influence is the 5th and final new sphere, the merged version of Sith Intelligence along with expansions and diplomacy. Leading this new sphere is Darth Zarion, another accomplished Sith Lord who is respected among their peers. The new Dark Council was in attendance when Darth Malgus was arrested on Elon, with either Vowron or Asina delivering the final apprehension. With this new Dark Council also came a new council chambers on both Dromund Kaas and also Viken Space Dock, aka the Imperial Fleet. This Dark Council still operates to this day within the game Star Wars The Old Republic. To learn even more about these members, please check out my other explained videos, such as Darth Vowron Explained or even Darth Barris Explained. A huge thank you to all of my channel members who help keep this channel going. Thanks for watching this video, and may the Force be with you.